HHDG.
Peace, HHDG. We're on another episode of HHDG Media, the podcast. Shout out to our company, our crew, our family that makes this possible week in, week out, as well as our websites, our merch. That's Rock Vader KB, myself, Wiki, T Smith, the Mayor, and Skelly Top. Shout out to our Facebook group right now, tuning in, HHDG, Hip Hop Discussion Group, as well as everyone through our YouTube channel. As far as our merch, like I mentioned, that can also be seen and purchased through our website, which you can see at the bottom banner, hhdgmedia.com, as well as music that we put up there and upcoming events, as well as written interviews. And soon we'll be putting up the videos for our live interviews as well. For tonight, we have two talented MCs who I feel cut from a cloth of the underground that I grew up on, recording on numerous cassettes and mini discs back in the 90s and the 2000s. The way they rhyme together is unmatched. The vocabulary is vast. The wittiness is there. Doesn't matter what type of beats they work with. Any type of producers that they work with in the past, whether it be Farmer Beats, Ecto 84, Brillo Beats. I go on. You know, there's a few more. Gray Matter, but MC duos. You know, how many MC duos do you recall throughout the past? You know, that just nice with it. They have that synergy, that chemistry. These two repping Delaware. Yes, I said Delaware. There's still talent. It doesn't matter where it's from. There's always talent. These two definitely repping the state and hip hop. And I appreciate the work that they continue to be putting out with their catalog. Just this year, they dropped CXL. And by the way, dope presentation with their physical CDs. I'm definitely going to show that later on. And the two of them, they, like I said, they cut from a certain cloth, and it shows in their rhyme skills, their patterns, the content, the vocabulary they come with. So we're definitely going to talk about the new album, and as well as, you know, how they came up on rhyming, as well as other talents that they have. So without further ado, repping Wilmington, Delaware, we have Chuck.
Yo.
Peace.
Peace. Thanks for having us, man.
And Locke.
Hey, man. Hey, what's good, everybody?
How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Appreciate the intro. I feel like I'm about to receive the Oscar right now. I appreciate you. This is kind words.
Yeah, man, very thoughtful. Thank you and you've been listening for a while, we know too. So
I mean, the Brillo Beats, the Brillo Beats shout out shows that he's been there since yeah.
That was Rampage World Tour and Just Desserts. And the funny thing is, when I first discovered you, it was right in between the releases of those two albums in 2017.
Yep.
That was a long time ago at this point. Shit.
It was really cutting the teeth right there. Just Desserts.
Definitely. So normally I like to let the guests talk about their background. So I think it was around maybe 13, 14 that, you know, the two of y'all were started taking MCing like seriously.
Yeah, we both kind of came around to it at like different times. We were kind of working with like some other people, although we were always friends, and then stuff kind of started to work out a little more. I'd say maybe around, I mean, we've been rapping since we were like, you know, like 13. Oh, like age. I thought you were talking like the year, the physical year. Yeah, we both started when we were like, let's say like 12 or 13 or something like that. Yeah, we used to just like hang out in my bedroom in my house and just like spend like hours like, you know, rapping and like writing stuff and like do it during school and then like hang out after school and like Yeah, it was cool. It was a fun time back then for sure.
That's dope. Dope. So, what kind of music were you listening to back then?
It's like kind of always been all over the place. Obviously, hip hop was primarily what I was listening to, but I
Hmm.
was listening to a bunch of other alternative, classic rock, uh,
Classical music.
yeah, classicals. I mean, you name it, punk music.
Okay.
Um,
Specifically rappers though. So I remember, I mean, even at that very early age for me, and it's pretty much been the same since I was 13.
Mm.
The Last Emperor from Philly. He's
Ah,
like
okay.
Raucous Records was
yeah,
probably
and
like my
you want to talk about duos too? Binary Star. I remember
binary
put us
There you
on
star.
go.
Yeah, man.
one
Mm.
below. Yeah, they were tough. Helter Skelter, another good duo from back then.
One of
I
my
don't know.
favorites. Yeah. Yep.
J. Rue the Damager, Busta Rhymes, Master Ace. Those are probably help round out the quite a few of them.
Mm.
Yeah, Refill Lost Cause. Chuck was always pulling the weirdest underground rap that I hadn't heard of though. That put me onto a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that was in like the early blog days, I remember, and I would just spend like hours just like parsing through
Mm.
content. Sky Zoo. I remember we listened to a lot of
Yeah,
Sky
yeah,
Zoo.
All
Uh,
right.
yeah.
super, super early.
That was our first big feature. We
First
reached out
feature,
on
yeah.
That's
Just
right. Yeah.
Desserts.
On Just Desserts. Yeah. The suede
Yeah,
joint.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
yeah, definitely listened to a lot of hip hop
Mm.
growing up. But you pull, and it's noticeable in our music. I feel like the beats we choose, the different textures, the different sounds. I mean, I'll rap on anything. I'll give me an AOL dial-up modem. I'll give you a 16 over
That's
it.
next.
Give me an 808 and an AOL dial-up
You never
modem.
know, right?
That's
You got
it.
a
Game
hit.
over.
Nothing is untouchable.
Yeah, dude, that's for sure.
Got to keep pushing the boundaries, and
Yeah.
also making stuff that we do
We have
like
fun
making
making.
our bread and butter. Nothing like making a good hard gritty rap track. Nothing like it.
Now, when I listen to the two of you, I get vibes of Def Jux at times.
Okay.
Has anybody ever told you that?
And, to be honest, I don't know.
Nah, I don't think so. We've gotten Cannibal Ox a couple times, Vast there,
Okay.
and we got like Aesop Rock, Doppelgangers, Mario and Luigi. I don't know. Mainly like there's never Def Jux, but I don't know. Comparisons are always tough because
Yeah, people hear things different ways and have different
Right.
bases for what they're pulling from. But I mean, it's always cool to hear that people are like hearing these,
yeah,
taste of these legendary groups and the stuff we're trying to do, which is like, we're not really necessarily, we were never like looking at anybody being like, this is how we need to do it. It was kind
Yeah.
of just more like we would internalize all this other stuff and then kind of just come from like our own internal place and be like,
make your own jambalaya.
Yeah, taking like a bunch of different, inputs and trying to create something original from it. But yeah, I think Aesop Rock, that's the one we definitely get the most.
So what made the two of you reunite around college as a duo?
We were so I was like a little younger, like behind in school too. So he like went off to college and you were doing like that Lyrically Fit stuff, which was like some early you were some notable names back then. But I was more just like, it was me and my other buddy Mike. He was like my college roommate, and we were kind of more just like on the hobby side. Like I wasn't like performing, I was recording and stuff, but just kind of like tinkering with beats. And yeah, that time Lockjaw was kind of a little more like on the scene. And then I guess kind of when that stopped, and then you were kind of like not doing as much, and I wasn't really doing anything, and then we kind of like came back together and we were like, yeah, we got some good stuff here. Like we should, see what we're working with. And, we had a couple beats that like his brother had made, a couple beats that like I had made, a couple beats that we, just like pulled off of YouTube and shit. And we were just like, let's see what we can't do here,
Chuck and Lock was born.
I remember very specifically. We heard Ransom rap over fucking "The Last Hope" beat by Drake in like 2014 or something like that, 2015 maybe. And I think that was like literally the first recorded. That was the first thing we recorded. We were like, "Oh shit, we should rap on this beat now too." So we rapped on that, and that was the first track.
It was even like 2011 maybe. It was a while ago.
Yeah, because you were living down at college already, and that was like, yeah, so that might have been like 2013 because I didn't graduate till. Oh wait, no, that's like 2010. Where's the time gone?
Damn, it's that late. It's 2023 already.
Yeah, I was like, where?
Yeah, nah, it's been a minute. I forget what I was gonna say.
Now 2009.
Yeah. Yeah, now that my buddy was making beats that I was living with, we stayed orbiting around hip hop and like trying to make it and mess around with it, which is something we both enjoyed. And then, yeah, we re-linked up and then we just mess around, recording stuff. And then we linked up with Brillo and then we started doing like more original beats we were pulling. We had some from my buddy, but Brillo had like a vault of beats and was just like, here, like let's make something. And it was wild instrumentation. I mean, he helped us cut our teeth early doing that, and he just wanted to make stuff, which was cool for us at that time because we didn't have as many faculties as far as like a budget or like, we didn't even know really what we were doing. We were just like, hey, we can spit, like, yeah, let's just rap. And that's where it started.
Okay.
I think that can be said for a lot of people, but
now with Brillo Beats, was Stems his first project that you heard his instrumentals from, or he sent you something before that?
I think I found him on Stems somewhere on the ether of the internet, and then reached out to him. I think sent him a project we had done or something. And he was like, "All right, dude," but sent us a beat, and then we sent it back to him. We'll record it on. And he was like, "Oh shit!" He was like, "All right, we're gonna do a whole project now." And then sent us a shitload of beats that we did that are scattered throughout. Besides Rampage, you got some on Just Desserts, some on CNL, a couple Lucy's here and there. We never got around to Rampage World Tour, Rampage Galactic Tour, but we'll see. Might see what he's up to.
You never know; it's gonna crop up. Yeah.
Shout out Brillo up in Rochester. He's with this group called Secta now, like Psy. They do like mainly music in Spanish, and he's gone on tour a couple times with them. I think in Europe, I believe, like years ago, like I'd say like 2018, 2019, but I haven't talked to Brillo in a while, but here, maybe it's time to reach back out, see what's shaking.
Yeah, see what's going on, definitely.
Yeah.
Now, I love your logo with the UFO and taking the cow. Does that have anything to do with your names, Chuck Angus and Lockjaw?
Yeah, I never actually thought about that. I never even realized that like play over there. Yeah, no, not particularly. It was just kind of like we were, like looking into essentially just branding, and we were like, what's kind of, a little bit more unique, something that kind of, and we're both into some pretty, like esoteric subject matter. It's not necessarily always like aliens or what per se, but and it's like look, like cool. We have a buddy of ours that does some graphic design, and he just, we were like, hey, can you help us do this? And he just threw it together. Yeah, we had the dude. We did the like Real Monsters one recently too, the rebranded one. But
yeah, the OG. I got some pins coming that got made with that. That just reminded me. But yeah, I don't know. We had some different names before Chuck Angus and Lockjaw too. So I mean, our first tape was called Select Cuts, so we were heavy on the livestock theme.
Well, yeah, then Farm to Table too.
farm to
There you
table,
go.
and
Yep.
then yeah.
As
I
a
mean,
fun
or
fact,
well,
we on the album cover of all that like food on the picnic table, we like then took it all and cooked it for his family. So no food was wasted in the filming of that.
reduce, reuse, recycle. Just listen to Monsanto; it's all in there. Um,
There you go.
yeah. Yeah, no, Delaware. I mean, there's the city, Wilmington, and then, but it's pretty spread out, and it's originally just like a lot of farmland. So you got a lot of that bucolic area over there, crop circles, cornfields, DuPonts, bunch of weird shit out here.
Yeah, some weird shit out there for sure.
What's some of the weirdest things that you've seen out there?
There's just like a lot of like urban legend kind of like stuff surrounding like the DuPont family and how they'd have like, you know, these like intellectually and or like physically disabled offspring that they would like, you know, keep like locked up on certain estates and then like run businesses and shit through their social security numbers, but just like keeping them alive like off the grid essentially.
Wow.
Chuck, you don't want to wake up underwater tomorrow. You better stop talking.
Yeah.
That's why I was speaking so vaguely. I was like, I don't know. I've never only heard it.
That's like talking too much about free energy.
Yeah, for sure. They got Nikola
got
Tesla.
Tesla.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You heard about the I forgot what it was. I think it was an inventor from Detroit.
The
With
car?
clean water machine.
Clean water machine car thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I did see that. There's this one dude. Fuck, I can't ever remember his name. He was a Canadian guy, and he figured out how to use frequencies to be able to like levitate certain objects, which is like it's like a real thing. You know, like energy and frequency working to like manipulate things on a subatomic level. But he was doing it, and there was like footage and shit, and they came and like shut his ass down, and he died under some like nefarious circumstances. Yeah, exactly.
John Hutchinson.
Oh yeah, I think so. I think that's
it.
Yeah, that's him.
Hey, everything's all vibrations. It's a vibe, you know.
Yeah.
Vibe. Yeah, that's very true.
It just shows you once again that the conglomerates, man, keeping that stronghold.
Yeah.
They holding hostage our only options. You know what I'm saying?
It's like if you got a great invention, you got to keep it small and don't let the mainstream know about it.
It's like when the automobile industry started to become a thing, and they bought out the trolley blueprints and systems and just shelved it so that they didn't have any competition.
Yeah.
All right.
It's crazy.
And here we are, and here I am in a Honda CRV.
And here you are,
adding
rail car,
adding to the problem. But yeah, how'd you first hear about us? I feel like you've been tapped in for a while. You listen to a lot of artists in the scene and have been for a while.
Yeah. I don't remember exactly, but I know it was around the blog time. So
yeah, was it Nick Goddard? I feel like Nick Goddard. But I think
he knows what I'm thinking before I'm thinking it. He'll post something before I even thought to post it.
I'm pretty sure he's one of the first people that posted our music that was outside of our immediate contacts with doing stuff with Brillo, and then we found out this whole other subsect of underground music that was just like very dope at that time. When we were just like. And that time seeing like the Crime Apple and the Rome Streets and the people who were just burgeoning onto the scene. It's just wild to see like 5-6 years later where a lot of people are at.
Yeah, I think it might have been Penny Sticks. It was like maybe a month after Rampage World Tour came out. I think I heard Penny Sticks first.
All right. Penny Stocks.
I'm sorry, Penny Stocks. Yeah.
No, y'all good. Yeah. Dope.
And then from there, it was the the Sky Zoo feature,
Mm-hmm.
and shortly after that was when the next project came out,
Yeah,
Just Desserts.
Just Desserts, and then Blue Shell with
Yep,
Loman. That
yep,
always
yep.
has that always has a special place for me because that was really
Yeah, that was the
first time
first
we
one
like
that kind of got like some like wider recognition, I guess you could say,
Okay.
for that project. That's kind of when it was like that was when we were like we should be taking this more seriously after that one because it was funny.
yeah
We were like, you know, we were like, ah, we don't know if we're gonna keep doing it, and then we released that. And people kind of like really
yeah we
were drawn to it.
started getting spun by like PF Cutton and like DJ Eclipse
Ah,
and like names that were like, oh shit, maybe we are not a
Maybe we
complete
got something here.
slouch. Yeah, maybe. And then the shout out Loman, by the way, we got Blue Shell 2 probably be in our next release
Yeah,
here.
be sooner
We
than
gotta
oh,
we gotta load it up. We're just kind of waiting to. We still got some stuff to do for CXL here
a couple more
as far
surprises. Yeah.
couple more treats with that release. But
there you go.
hey,
So once you reached out to Sky Zoo and got a feature from here, who were the next few people that you reached out to? 'Cause I
Like,
know you got Crime Apple early
yeah,
too.
Crime Apple was there pretty early on.
yeah,
We had a still shelved Sir Michael Rocks track that we
Okay.
featured with him. So we're like both big fans, and we ended up with this like really goofy beat that like I don't know. It's like maybe one day it'll see the light of day, but for now it's still like I printed it out on paper and like chained it up in my closet and I go in every so often just make sure it's not doing anything.
uh, and then it's Crime Apple, and then we kind of got into the scene of people we're working with. I think we got Sleep
Sleep
Sinatra
Sinatra.
on Farm to Table, and then we got
Lincoln, Nebraska.
yeah,
Yes,
man,
sir.
another the Wilmington, Delaware, the Midwest. They always say.
No,
I
don't
just
think they
said.
say that.
No
Yeah,
one
you
said
just said.
that. And then it's like we got Fat Boy
Yeah, I mean, we
Sharif and
linked up with Fatboy Sharif a little while back. Yeah,
Right, yeah.
he's always been a good friend of ours. So
through a custodian. Yeah, we met the custodian and linked up with him. He put us on
Yeah.
to a lot of people, and
You
then
were on this joint.
yeah, man,
yeah,
Sample Platter, Cryo Nap.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
One
a
of my
great
favorite.
fucking album. Yeah, the whole thing's fire.
And then,
Yeah, 2019 was a great year for you.
Yeah, man, we were busy that year for sure. We were
yeah,
just had free time and we were still, young and hungry, or younger and hungrier, I guess you could say. Not that we're still not, but yeah,
and
it was like
cool.
all no holds barred. Yeah, sorry, keep going.
All good. Yeah, just rolling into that next year too. Then put a halt on a lot of things as far as
Yeah.
music and releasing stuff, and we had some like show tour dates
Momentum.
lined
Yeah.
up and some momentum, and then Chuck moved at the end of that year, and then it's just been
Yeah, it's been a
different.
readjustment since I've relocated. Kind of had to, be able to do everything all in house from
Mhm.
now, like, mixing, mastering, recording, like all that essentially. So, but it's been cool. I mean, we got CXL done, like a lot of it was done, parts of it were done remotely. And then like a lot of the other stuff we're doing that hasn't been released yet will all have been completed like mostly, remotely. So shout out Timepiece with that good ear helping us
Yeah.
sound pretty.
Yeah, the man's
Had
a
you
wizard.
discover Timepiece?
I don't I don't necessarily really remember. I want to say we just kind of just like cross paths organically, kind of, and then
Yeah, he might have reached out to us. I'm not sure.
I'm not too. I don't really remember specifically, but yeah, he's like a producer too, and
Yep.
we've done some tracks with him,
Very
and
nice.
then he like is also he's got a really talented ear for mixing and mastering, and like I don't know if if you've ever dabbled with it, it's like can be kind of frustrating and like take a lot of time, and he's just he like knows our voices and stuff, so it's like it makes just good sense for us to be able to kind of have
he's
him
a
just
machine.
skill it up. Yeah, man, he's really good at it, and
He's getting a lot of that work. You see him on a lot of projects, mix and match. I mean, he just did the dude
Absolutely, yeah.
Monte and Buck
Monte
Dudley.
a lot.
He just mix and master that. I mean, he's all over the place. Good to see him busy.
Good
We
blood.
got some more stuff with him in the tuck as well. Got a little EP we're working on with him.
Nice.
But yeah, good dude.
Yeah, when I first discovered the two of you, I thought you were just MCs until maybe like a year and a half after that. I started noticing, the engineering and production as well.
Mm.
So when did the engineering and the production come along, or was that something that because you were independent, you worked more towards trying to do it in house?
It was definitely both.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely kind of like, like a product of necessity, wherein kind of as soon as I moved out to Colorado, I was like, leading up to that, I was, trying like studying up on, mixing and mastering and balancing sound and like being able to like rip samples and stuff like that. So
yeah. No, you got more into the, I'd say, production once you moved out, or like right before you moved out, and we started messing with mixing. Like we mixed CNL that got put on by Gourmet Deluxe, and then just a matter of, it gives you more autonomy with the creative process when you can just do it in house. It's less expensive once you have everything you need to do it yourself here, and then but as far as engineering, I've always sequenced everything myself, as far as like pulling vocal samples and trying to put some theme or stuff that just sounds cool. I mean, I grew up, I loved like Madlib and what he would do for those, and like Larange and those kind of dudes who would, it was so dope the way they would always cut all that in. It's just another aspect, another layer, texture of hip hop songs that I think is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even with CNL and CXL, the originally when we dropped CNL, we had all these loose tracks that we were looking to put together into a project, and I was trying to come up with something cohesive to put through, give it a feel, give it a vibe, and then I was digging through like old radio broadcasts from like the 60s and 70s, when people would literally just get around, sit at the radio, and like listen to them tell a story or whatever, what have you. So I was like, I'm gonna cut that in, because people are sitting around listening to our album, taking time, listen to it while we tell a story or whatever have you, and I transferred that into CXL and kind of expanded that more so with that playthrough vibe. Because we got something to say. Everyone sit around, listen, get out your pipes.
Yeah, we're gonna simulate an alien invasion.
Exactly. And do a world.
Now, before CNL dropped on Gourmet Deluxe, which shout out to the Fly Hooligan and
shout out to Fly Hooligan. He's the homie.
You were on that Rolling Thunder on Shooters. I don't know if y'all can see that. Let me turn this light off.
I remember that well. I was just listening to that.
There you go.
Yeah. Old Uncle Tim. Uncle Tim put us on. He's a real good dude. He gave us some beats. He put us on. He got us on a joint with like Juco and stuff. He introduced me to Juco. I didn't know about him before Uncle Tim. I listen to all the time, just like on my own accord now, but we're fortunate to work with him a couple times as well. And yeah, he's just a good dude. He's done a lot of our art for us. Damn Shooters. That was a minute ago. The Rolling Thunder and A Day in the Life, this other joint. I wonder if I got it right here. Oh yeah. Yeah, I got it too. It's that, I swear.
Yep.
I can say that.
But
Yeah, he even gave me some like production tips and shit. Like I reached out to him and he was like giving me some like
Nice.
pointers and stuff. Yeah, he's cool. Cool guy.
Yeah, every time I bring up Uncle Tim, people say the same thing. He's a very upfront and honest, humble guy.
He was like very down to help and like he's just good dude. Yeah, it's not enough people like him in the world, that's for sure.
Yeah, he just wanted to create. Still does to this day. I mean, he's still doing his thing.
Yep. Man. So, where did the idea for the series, the CNL, and then now the CXL series come from?
It's definitely kind of more like the just like the acronym itself, or like like we like Chuck and Locke, like CNL, we would like started getting called that, or like CXL, we would call ourselves that, and then we were just like didn't have a name for the one, and had like realized you could put a fun spelling on it, and like release the first one, and then realized we could kind of like make a series out of it because with like the other acronym slang for our group name, it just seemed to make sense. We had like the reason CXL kind of came out like that was kind of the same reason. We had all these beats and like shit. We were just like, we need another like vessel for this, and it happened to just play through well, and like we had like some good thematic elements in it, like towards the end, and then it's always cool to have. I like the continuity and like the I don't know, I guess like the lasting legacy of having something that's more than just like one of itself, like it's cool to be like, we have eventually there will be a third and final as well, CXL, like EXCEL, which is
yeah, they all play through like that, and like Stabmaster helping us even with the art, like the first one, the artwork, we're in a car trying to get away from our demons, trying to battle them off, get figure our own stuff out. CXL was CXL, looking at the bigger picture. We got the world on our finger. We're got fully loaded gun of all these songs that we're going to unleash on the world, and then CXL will be like us excelling, fully realizing what it is we want to do, and it's got some of our heaviest collaborations on it to date for sure. It's going to be a doozy. First single, a doozy.
Yeah.
But it's dope. We always like themes, and in all our albums, all our songs, they have underlying theme or meaning, and if you can play that into like a series, I think that's tough to do, and when done well, I really like that. So
yeah.
And most time we do work with like one producer on an album, which allows you to get a certain feel, a certain theme to it, and then these are all people we've collaborated with before, or like some first time basis, and getting that all to congeal into one dope product is it's what it's all about. It's what it's all about, trying to create.
Yep. I gotta say thank you for putting all those Lucy's together about 3 years ago on the Strictly for My G's, because when you were dropping those on SoundCloud, I'm probably the one that gave you the most plays on a lot of those.
yeah, probably, bro.
Yeah, no, I know that. I was thinking the same thing, because when SoundCloud started fucking around with the ads and all the other noise, I was just like, all right, we're gonna get these off of SoundCloud. It just doesn't. It's not
what it was anymore. Yeah, SoundCloud's like totally dead now. I feel like
a professional platform, and we're like, just put it on Bandcamp and then get it on the streaming. A couple of the joints didn't clear for samples on streaming, but it's on Bandcamp. There's a bunch of just stuff littered across YouTube. I don't even like know who's uploading it at this point, but there's a bunch of shit on there too. But yeah, Strictly for My G's. There's a lot of dope cuts on that.
Yeah, that was a good tape. A lot of good like one-off.
My two favorites still to this day is Fat Tuesdays and Smash and Grab. So shout out to the
Historian Custodian
doing this thing, and Custodian Records.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we got a lot. We would have like a project with custodian if you just like put all the loose joints, but we never just like came together with like a full project. It was just like we'd finished a couple tracks, and I was just like, all right, we want to release it and like we want to put it out because they were
Super
always
fire.
fire. Yeah, real Stockton and Malone with T Core, but yeah, man.
So where'd you go to? What'd you study in college?
I studied exercise science, like biomechanics. So for like
Okay.
I was gonna get into like some form of physical therapy or like sports medicine, something like that. And then I worked very briefly in that field. Realized it was not what I thought it was, not
Mm.
really what I
Your
wanted to
calling.
continue to pursue. So it was just kind of like, well, I mean, I could go back for more schooling, accrue some more debt, or kind of find a pivot. And then, yeah, at the time I was just working in restaurants, bartending, waiting tables, which I do for a living. I've power washing company I run seasonally as well, but I put in my 40 hours every week and just make time to do this music stuff, and it affords us some supplemental income here and there, but it hasn't really got to the point we'd like it to be where I'd like to
Mm.
just make art for a living. I'd love to do this. I'd love the chance to perform more. I'd love a chance to be able to record and work with the artists I'd love to work with, and just have that be a livelihood in itself. And we've been trying to figure that out. It's a tough nut to crack. It's not
Mm.
any. There's no real template. I mean, what works for some people might not for others, and
Right.
all the while you have your life going on as well, which help fuels the music. But in the same regard, it can get frustrating a lot of the time. That's for sure. Trying to marry that, find that balance. But yeah,
Yeah. I'm currently doing a lot of physical therapy, occupational therapy for my
okay,
different injuries from my accident.
yeah,
Um, one of those is for my fingers that have been damaged from the accident. And when you mentioned that, one of the supervisors said that they started in IT
mm,
and they blew out their knee
uh,
and took an interest in the whole physical therapy and everything from there. So their whole career just changed from there after they blew out their knee.
that shit. That's a wild pivot. I mean, you never know where life's gonna take you. You just gotta be open to what
Seriously.
it's got to bring you in. Like you never know what avenue you're gonna take. So
Yeah.
I didn't want to continue to pursue that. I'm happy with where I'm at and the path that I've taken since then, but I'm not happy with the debt that I'm still paying. But when it is what it is. I'm fortunate for my education. It's definitely made me who I am. Maybe giving me my like thirst for knowledge, and yeah, it's important. Everyone should have that in some
Yeah.
form or another.
Yeah. So like most people, when the pandemic came, it caused a lot of stress, physical, mental, financially. Um, how was your creativity during that time?
It was definitely a little more stymied. Like we didn't release anything since 2020 through till 3 years later almost.
Mhm.
And that
No,
wasn't because we weren't
we
well,
did Centralia.
oh yeah, I guess that was 2020, yeah, excuse me.
Yeah, but
But
we'd already finished that,
that
and
was finished before this.
we were planning to release that in like May.
Yeah.
We were going up to New York. We were building up like dates along the coast. We were gonna like hit all these different cities, and then I mean that fell like a bunch of people that just didn't. It fell flat on its face as far as getting that moving. But go ahead. You were talking, Chuck. My bad.
That's good. Yeah, we kind of just like accrued stuff and kind of worked on other more like self-improvement stuff as opposed to like, trying to just like push rapping super hard all the time, which was good. Like, it afforded us a lot of like, it was, but yeah, we were kind of also displeased with the results we'd been getting from our releases and kind of how we'd been going about it and like our framework behind that. So we were like, we needed to figure out a different way that we were going to go about, marketing and sales and distribution and like making sure we had like media ready and videos and merch and like, the whole kind of thing. So we kind of, were taking that into account that whole time. And then, obviously I moved and then I started making a lot more beats. And then maybe like, I don't know, a year ago or so, we were like, oh, we have all this material. Like we need to put together and like, CXL. And then, there's like all like Blue Shell Theory too. And then, there's just always something. And it's like, you kind of almost like you get away from it or you're like, you get like disenfranchised with what's happening. And then, but I don't know, we both like, I can speak for myself definitely when I'm like, I've loved rap since I was like, so like as young as I can remember. And it's just something that kind of just like that's cliche. It's like every time you think you're out, it pulls you back in. Like it just kind of like, it's even if it's not about money or whatever, it's like, it's just like part of me, part of him, part of us. Like it just needs to be done. Like, or needs to be
we're always still creating, even if it's a bunch of stuff that's not getting released. We're always still creating,
right?
Even if it's just Chuck getting on a beat and sending me him doing ridiculously embellished ad libs and like not even rapping. It's just at the end of the day, it is fun. It's something enjoyed. It's a form of expression. So that'll never go anywhere. And just keep working at it,
Yeah.
Keep trying different things. Or keep doing the same thing, Priestley said the man who he fears the man who practiced one kick 1,000 times rather than 1,000 kicks one time. So, we keep sharpening our formula and like keep fortifying what we do, working with more like-minded people.
And, trying to get out in public and like get out and like
better product.
Smart. Yeah, sometimes that's all it takes is a little revamping, but it takes that mindset to understand, if you keep doing the same thing, you're not getting those proper successful results. Guys, take a step back and, reevaluate everything.
Absolutely.
On understanding that and doing that.
Yeah. And like it just trying to get to capitalize more, getting to where we'd like to be, and being thankful for anyone engaging. Any fans we got at this point who reach out are
like buy our stuff and repost it.
It is so much appreciated, and y'all put us on heavy too when you're down with us. So like it's always appreciated. Just trying to.
Helps us keep going, yeah, for sure. Definitely like a part of it.
Spread the good word. Chuck and Lock. Go door to door.
I think that's that's like almost like a cult. Being like, all right, everybody put on a suit and go knock on some doors.
Well, that's where the flying saucer and the cow come in.
All right, now you've heard too much. And the DuPonts have been funding us the whole time.
Before we talk more about CXL, you were on Hobgoblin's album, The Awakening. Hobgoblin has continuously been making some great music, and salute to him. Not just his tracks here and there, but entire projects he's been doing for a lot of people. And that type of recognition is the same way that the two of you are, with the work that you continue to put out. You're getting more and more recognition.
Yeah, we have a whole project with Hobgoblin too.
Oh.
Yeah, Phobias. It was right after CNL.
Yeah, that's right after CNL.
Yeah, so he's a good dude. EP. And then he's got another project coming too, I believe, that we've got
another
join on.
He's on there as well.
He's on CXL. Yeah, no, he's steady. He's putting out heat, and he's a good dude. Solid bloke.
How did you link up with Killer Kane? Because I know Killer Kane through Sequence and a few others that he's down with.
I want to say No Pulp.
Yeah, I think we were. Okay. Yeah,
I just met Killer Kane at an event out in Philly for the first time. I actually met him like a couple weeks ago. Solid dude. But I think it was No Pulp who put us on because we were looking to have No Pulp do some mixing and mastering for us, and he was like, "Yeah, just so I get to do it." So I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
So with the new album, you got the Back Signal video out. You gonna drop another video anytime soon?
Sooner than later. Soon, yeah, probably here in the next couple weeks, if not. Yeah, we imminently.
Yeah, we do have another video. When we were out in New York for the last Shade 4-5, we linked up with Ames Creative. He also makes beats. It goes by Rare Gems. He just did a video for our buddy AWOL, Vine Writer, and we were out in New York and ripped this up with some very, very cinematic.
That's dope. Man, to be on Rap is Out of Control, not just in 2023, but was it like 3 years ago as well that you were on there?
Yeah.
It's 2019, I think.
Shout out to Eclipse because I've been listening to him for decades, and he's always got the ear to know talent.
Man, he's really put in the work for all people like us. He I can't even imagine how much he fields on like a daily, weekly basis, but he also is like normally responsible. He kind of like sends it around to everybody else, all the other DJs and stuff if he likes stuff. So he's always been, like an invaluable part, not just for us, but plenty of other aspiring artists because he's helping you get that visibility that is, that's like the hardest thing to get, to cut through the noise and get like a little time to shine. And it's always fun, man. He's cool. It's cool to go up and do that. It's like a nice little like experience. He's super welcoming. He's like, it's fun. It's a good time.
Yeah, I enjoy seeing him at at shows, just being in a crowd like a fan.
Yeah.
Because plenty of shows I've been to, that's DJ Eclipse. He's just chilling there, enjoying music like everybody else.
Yeah. That's what kind of dude he is at the end of the day.
He's just like a dude who likes rap music a lot. He's just been doing it for, forever now too, which is awesome. Testament to longevity.
Yeah. On CXL, I've been waiting for all four of you to be on a track. I'm talking about Eastern Standard with Jay Nice and Left Lane Did On.
Yeah, man. Delaware royalty. It was great to fucking link up with them. Both those dudes are monsters on the mic.
The track's so fire too. Yeah.
Shout out to Grey Matter.
Everybody good. Everybody's verse is like straight on point. Like,
yeah,
it's cool, man. That was like during the pandemic. We were trying to like link up with them a little more, like kind of like in person, and like had some talk about shows and shit like that. And then life shit happens, and like I think Jay Nice moved down to Georgia, and Left Lane's busy doing some other stuff. So it's just like we were trying to, but hopefully we can get some more work in with them for sure.
I hope so.
It was always fire, yeah.
I mean, there was like one other time that you worked with them before, not together, but just I think it was Left Lane, right?
Left Lane on Monster Mile.
That's right.
On Centralia, yeah. Put your left foot in a circle and spin it. I'm learning purple exquisite. Yeah, Lefty shit's fire. I listen to the Shoulder series all the time. Him and J Lev.
Levison.
Yeah, that shit's all good, all gravy.
Yeah, we got we got a couple of tracks coming with him on our next project as well. So we definitely love getting down with him too. Yeah, it's definitely excited about CXL. That's gonna be some pretty strong stuff on there.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about the other producers on there, because Gray Matter was on, I think 3 tracks?
Yeah.
Timepiece that did a track. Custodian of Records. Hobgoblin.
Yeah.
You said Bohemia, right? Yeah.
Bohemia.
Yep. And
JS. JS is a monster. I mean, what do you want to know about him?
Just help, let people know how it came to be.
Okay. I mean, I've just been a fan of Grey Matter for a while. The whole Mutant Academy, like all the stuff they do. Nicholas F., one of my favorite artists of all time. He's from Richmond.
Yep.
I saw him hop on a couple joints with Grey Matter and Fly Anakin. Like, I was just like, these beats are insane. So I reached out to Grey Matter and bought. We got a couple more joints with him, but I bought a few joints from him just to get some work in. And then JS, we've been working with for a while. His shit's just always crazy. He's just like good to work with. It's one of those natural chemistries where like he'll send us a beat and be like, "Oh shit, this is perfect. Like this is perfect for what we need to do." And then Timepiece too. I mean, we have more like a rapport. Like I talk to Timepiece every now and again about this and that. He's mixed and mastered a bunch of our stuff. He knows our sound. He mixed and mastered the project. Who else?
Yeah, obviously Custodian. We've been working with her for a while, and Fatboy same, and then Bohemia. We just kind of like been put onto each other through like some mutuals. I want to say like Lord Juco or something. That.
Yeah. The Shadows series with the Juco is always fire, and we reached out to get some work in. He sent us a couple joints. That's one of my favorite on the album too. It's a lot more minimalist, but it's I love the track.
Now everyone approaches a track differently. Some people write on the spot. Some people hear the production first and then write it, or some people go in the studio and then start. How was your approach, with creating the songs, writing the lyrics and everything?
I usually light like 6 or 7 candles, like draw a couple triangles on the floor, close my eyes, and start levitating. Yeah. I'm always writing.
Position.
Yeah, I'm always writing shit like every day, at least little tidbits here and there. Sometimes I'll flesh out like a whole verse, and then if I hear a beat, think it could sound good with that, I'll see if the verse fits. If not, I'll have some fodder, some bits I can work with and like expand on. Sometimes I'll just write to a beat. I mean, it really depends.
But, I kind of mimic the same sentiment. I'll just write all the time, kind of come up with stuff. Little kind of like think of them as like little pieces of tinder. Like, you get like a couple cool bars and then you'd be like, oh, I can like start here. Or like I can see some commonalities or like, then there's sometimes that like, like this stuff we're working on with Timepiece, like it's kind of more thematic. And so we're kind of just like, making sure to only write while listening to the beat, like kind of just trying to take inspiration from it. It's kind of just varies with, like the nature of the project or even just like the song itself. If it's like, some stuff you bar out on, some stuff it's like more,
and then
intrinsic.
Beats you'll just listen to for over and over on repeat because you fuck with them so much, and then something will come up spawned out of like just listening to that so much and getting into it. I mean, like Hypochondriacs from Blue Shell, like I was just like listening to that beat and being like, this is This is some end of the world pandemic stuff, and then
We predicted it. Let it be known we predicted it years beforehand.
or like Monsanto on Farm to Table, where we're like evil villains, because like that was the vibe of that. So I mean, it really depends. Which is cool to have different, different styles of creating different beats. It's not always the same process. Like Marooned, I remember I listened to Marooned for like 3 days straight. Like I might as well have went to an island and marooned myself and just played that beat and then wrote that verse. And that's like one of my favorite verses I've ever written. So it's on that track. It's from Pieces of Eight.
Fire track.
Yeah.
But and it depends on the time signature and shit too. Like Pea Patch Island, Chuck wrote that for that, and you can tell like all the pockets he hits on that, it's insane.
Oh yeah, what a great what a great tape. We got to get another. We got to get Pieces of 8 too.
Pieces of 16.
Yeah, Pieces of 16.
Pieces of 16. We're recorded underwater.
Yeah, recorded in a shipwreck. That would be pretty lit. I don't know how. I don't think sound waves work underwater like that.
I don't know if that's in the budget for scuba gear for recording.
Yeah, that would sound pretty expensive.
You gotta get certified. You gotta find an engineer.
I've been working on my Wim Hof method, so I can hold my breath for like 9 minutes under ice.
But yeah.
Hey. Now, I was talking about the presentation for the CXL, the CD. You got the vinyl CD. You got it in the tin.
Yeah, man. Appreciate your support, man. You got a piece of limited edition.
Yeah. Thank you. How did what was the concept behind everything?
Well, this was like we're kind of trying to now control the means of production ourselves for everything. So we had found like a good company that had some pretty unique options for stuff, and we were like, yeah, we want to make sure we have something like, something you can be like, it's like collectible. It's like, like not even everybody necessarily has a fucking CD player anymore, but like I think people who really like certain artists and stuff are just like, oh, this is cool, like this is novel. I want, we made a finite amount and they sold out. So like whoever purchased them, they're the only people that has them at this point. So like we were just like, we need to, this company had like all sorts of options and shit that we could like parse through and like, we were like,
you want to see some super exclusive here?
You're about to do it to him?
He's about to unveil something.
About to do it on him. We got famous last words.
Famous last words.
And it's in a Matchbox case with it's hard to see, but it like slides out. It's got a vinyl disc as well as its own little jacket. Yeah, this one's a nice piece. I've got some better pictures, but yeah, that's like Chuck was saying. It's got a bunch of unique options.
And yeah, like even with like the Bandcamp and shit, it's like, we were trying to direct all sales like directly to us, like via email, just because like unless it's Bandcamp Friday, they just fucking take such a huge cut out of it, and then we still have to go out of pocket ourselves to ship everything. And like
we're doing a lot of international shit.
International shit, like all over the globe, so that it can be kind of fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
especially
like
Australia.
Yeah, it's like $20, $16-20. It's a lot, but I mean, I'd make it happen because it still means the world descended across the world. You know what I mean? But with the tin too, it was like the same thematic. Like it's a movie. It plays through cinematically. Like the way I sequence that whole thing, it's meant to just be played through. Like everything cuts into clips. That's from that same radio show about a guy trying not to lose his mind, basically just being like, I know what I know, and in that sense, like I know CXL, I believe in CXL and what we're doing here. I know what I know, but everyone else make me feel crazy about it.
Mm.
It's not getting to where it needs to be or that kind of thing. But yeah. So that was
So instead of a film reel, this is an audio reel.
mm, yep,
Gotcha.
yep.
And we were even toying with the idea of, so you can fit obviously more than one CD in there, having there be like, kind of like an incentive to have purchased the tin. You might get a little, a little something coming your way, because we keep track of like everyone who purchases and taps in with us, and I like to think we're pretty good about letting people know that support us, that we're like genuinely like enthralled for the support, and like to have a platform that people are going to listen to, and also like get opportunities that I'm sure a lot of people would be pretty hyped to get, like it's still, the 13-year-old kid in both of us is still like, damn, we're going to chop it up with Eclipse and fucking walk out, and ran into DJ Who Kid and gave him like a bunch of fucking merch, and like was chilling with Static Selecta out in Aspen, out in Colorado.
Amazing.
Like, yeah, it was like,
Yeah,
we
getting to
just,
chill with Fatboy Sharif, go to that show, met Billy Woods, met
Quille
Kelly
Chris
Chris
and
and
fucking, yeah,
Kai Solo, and it's just dope. The scene, just being part of the scene, it's alive and well. There's a lot going on. I know. It's just dope to be a part for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Never lose that feeling.
Yeah. Mm. It's the best thing about it is it's all your creative control. That's what it really comes down to.
Mm-hmm.
There's no person that you got to worry about above you, that once you submit it, now there's changes being made when you see that final product. Everything you do is how your vision.
Absolutely, and we're lucky to be in the time and like place where we can do that, and we have the ability to be heard and put our stuff out, and not have to go through like a larger machine
Yeah.
to like get our shit out there. It's invaluable.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
One last question for those that have listened to the latest album. Is there anything that us fans might not know during the process of creating this album?
that's a good question.
I don't know.
Too many?
It's all such subtle entendre that even I don't know what we're talking about half the time.
Uh damn. I might have to get back to you on that. I don't know. I don't know if there's anything hidden.
Yeah, there was no like hidden agenda, no more so than, kind of how we like layer our rhymes on any other given attempt that we take. But yeah, it's kind of more just, it's like it's kind of just like a subtle allusion to like, us being like disenfranchised with things, and kind of trying to like be like, we're gonna impose our will and start kind of like taking things into our own hands, and just kind of like a maturation process in like audio form.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as it starts out with bars, and it kind of is like comes in with a lot of energy, and kind of dies out more subdued and a lot more thematic, and then it's there's some stuff, like definitely in the last two tracks there'll be a lot more like kind of like personal tidbits and kind of stuff like that, but yeah, nothing too crazy, especially since we talked about all that conspiracy stuff. I cannot now reveal anything.
Yeah, it's up for y'all to dig and find and let us know. Find any eggs.
Definitely. Chuck and Lock, man. Chuck Angus, Lockjaw. Remember those names.
Sir,
Oh, yeah.
we're here forever.
Rampage the World, Centralia.
Hey, man.
Famous last words. Man. all consistently dope music that y'all put out, and I appreciate you continuously doing that. And again, if anybody hasn't seen the freestyle on Rappers Out of Control from this year, definitely go check that out.
Yeah, some good stuff in there for sure.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you having us on.
Sincerely.
Appreciate your continued support, interest in our shit,
and for what you're doing for everybody else too.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
It takes us all.
Yeah, seriously.
Absolutely. Thank you, man. And for everyone tuning in, let them know where they can support and also contact you.
Okay. You can hit us straight on email at fishoutawater302@gmail.com. You can also reach us on Twitter, Instagram at Chuck, letter N, Lock 302 on Twitter and IG. Search us we're on streaming, Spotify, Apple, Tidal, all that stuff. Chuck, letter N, Lock. Yeah, we're out. We're around. Catch Chuck on a milk carton after he talked about the DuPonts.
Yeah, the alien's gonna beam me up now. Yeah, we're on Spotify. We're on Apple Music, Bandcamp.
Yeah, Bandcamp. happycampers.bandcamp.com.
Yeah, we're always pretty good. Like I said, we love interacting with people, artists, fans, producers. So holler at us. If you got to get some work in, you need some help with some verses, stuff like that. We're always more than happy to oblige.
So you need haircut advice, anything, like you just hit up Chuck. He's like fashion advice.
Yeah, it's financial advice, fashion advice, lawn care advice. I got it all.
Oh shit.
Oh man. Thank you once again, and on behalf of our HHDG media crew, we're gonna say peace.
Peace out, man. Good talking to you. Until next time. Cheers, buddy.
Easy, man.